Yeah, morning, Jane. It was a brilliant weekend all round, and yes, you've mentioned the athletes who have sealed their place on the plane to Doha. But I think the pleasing thing from our perspective, Jane, was that everybody who was supposed to deliver on the day absolutely performed to the best of their abilities. So, yeah, as you say, from the weekend, it looks like we've got 8 qualifiers, and then we've also got Laura Muir, who's already got the qualification through our Diamond League win last year. Callum Hawkins in the marathon from April, and Steph Twell has a qualifying as well from the marathon and 10K. So it looks like there's up to 11 Scots already booked their place on that plane. So yeah, we're absolutely delighted with the weekend.
Yeah, it's terrific stuff. You talked there about the pressure and athletes delivering. A highlight from your point of view, someone who really, really stepped up to the plate, what would that be?
I think for me, there's probably, obviously I'm delighted with everyone's performances, so I don't want to upset any athlete or coach out there. But actually, the two sets of performances for me in the men's 1500 metres, the pressure was on.
Oh, it might look like we've maybe lost Mark there. We'll maybe try and
suspiciously
get
quiet,
him back
I think,
if
Jane,
we can. Yes, he has. It's not a good performance from Mark, is it?
No, it's
talking about his athletes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, 15 Scots winning medals down there in Birmingham. These trials are. Mark talked about the pressure. Basically, you've got to get a time, and you've got to finish in the top 2 places. Let's go back to Mark. Mark, we were talking about the pressure and your highlights from the weekend.
Yeah, certainly my highlights were the men's 1500 metres. We had a 1-2-3 for the third year in a row with Neil Gourley, arguably a surprise winner of that race. So Neil Gourley, Josh Kerr and Jake White had the 1-2-3, and then in the women's 5K, the way Ailish McColgan ran that race, it was kind of reminiscent of her mum when in 1991, when she won the 10K. But yeah, Ailish was phenomenal. She won that 5K by 100 metres. So an absolutely stunning performance.
Poor old Ailish just can't escape that surname, can she?
That's true.
In terms of obviously these athletes who have made the team will now compete for Great Britain. But can you explain the part that Scottish athletics play in their careers? Because they're still very much part of their development and progress, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, and you've got a range. If you take a Laura Muir and an Ailey, obviously Ailey Doyle wasn't there; she's pregnant just now. But if you take athletes who have been there and won medals on the global stage already, right down to the sort of talented 16-year-olds, we have a pathway in Scotland where we try and support athletes, coaches, and their parents, especially at the talent stages, through that transition from junior to senior. And then once they're at senior level, it's very much about working with them around what competition opportunities can they get, what investment into themselves. There's a sports science support, sports medicine, along with working with British Athletics if they're on British programmes or the Scottish Institute of Sport. So it's very much a support and guidance role that Scottish Athletics play, but that goes to athletes, and we also try and support coaches as best we can, help them develop.
Obviously, we were explaining there, just when we lost you, about the kind of pressure. They've got to perform on this one day. They have to have the time. These athletes have got to finish in the top 2 in their respective races. But there also are other chances for athletes to make that team. You mentioned Laura Muir because she's already got the time. Guy Learmonth as well, one of these athletes who potentially has that chance. He finished second in the 800 metres, but just doesn't have the time yet.
Yeah, there's a couple of athletes, Jake Whiteman, Zoe Clark, in their individual events who were third yesterday. I think Jake's definitely got the qualifying, but they need to wait till September the 2nd when they'll announce the team. But basically, Guy, Liam Month, Jack Thors, Nick Percy, and a few others, they have about a week now to find that performance in a competition to try and seal their place. But yeah, I mean, I've said 10 or 11 certainly on the team so far. Another few have a great opportunity, and it's the IAAF have made it more difficult to qualify. Standards are higher, tougher to get into the British team and across to Doha. So the fact we have 10, 11 already booked on with a few more of an opportunity is really exciting for Scottish athletics.